Hey you guys, my daughter just came home from school yesterday and she had been I was a few minutes late. I was like 10 minutes late picking her up. She had been in the office and they gave her this snack. Now my daughter's 5 years old and she doesn't eat processed sugar, wheat, gluten, dairy, refined oils. She follows anti-inflammatory eating the way I teach it and write about in my international best-selling book, The Secret, Piece of Cake, spelled piece of cake, The Secret to an Anti-Inflammatory Diet. And my daughter Chloe has been raised this way since she was in utero. So she's usually really good about telling people what she can and cannot have. But yesterday she was given this thing that says there's no preservatives, it's gluten-free, dairy-free, preservative-free, natural, and it has all this fresh looking fruit on it. And oh, hi Kimberly. Yeah, you guys, thanks for hopping on and say where you are coming in from. I'd love to see that. I'm so glad you love the book. So I was just talking about my daughter was given this fruit snack yesterday. I was late to pick her up at school, and at the office they gave her this. And when she showed me, Mom, look at what I was given, I said, well, babes, that has inflammatory foods in it. They're sugar. And she said, no, it's healthy. They told me it's healthy. And I'm sure they were just looking at the ingredients that said gluten-free, dairy-free, preservative-free. It has natural, fresh-looking fruit on it, so it must be healthy, right? You guys, we have to begin to learn how to read labels and understand the power and influence food companies have when they are creating food labels, and really it's their way of marketing to sell foods that are not necessarily, the food quality is not how the package makes it look. So this looks natural, healthy. It's not. So I read it and I said, well, Chloe, let's read the ingredients, and here's what's in it. So fruit puree, fruit, peach, strawberry, raspberry, blackberry, and cherry puree. Next, corn syrup. Corn syrup, all processed sugars, are the #1 most inflammatory thing you can put into your body. A number of years ago, the FDA came out with a statement saying that had processed sugar come onto the market, it would be deemed illegal and a toxic drug. Kimberly, you know this from reading my book. I write about this in my book, right? There was a huge law, or what is it called? Like a lawsuit against that statement by the big sugar corporations, because they make billions of dollars every single day by people being addicted to sugar. Hey Natalie, thanks for joining. So good to see you. And so what happened was these big sugar corporations won, and the FDA had to take the statement down. But needless to say, the statement said that had processed sugar come onto the market now, it'd be deemed illegal, a toxic drug. A toxic drug. You guys, processed sugar is in so many packaged foods, from cans of soups to fruit, these fruit snacks, to breads, to like you name it, it's in it. Things sausage, bacon, things you wouldn't think sugar is in. And here we are consuming it all the time. But of all those processed sugars, corn syrup is the worst for you. Corn syrup is directly linked to cancer, it's carcinogenic, it's directly linked to autoimmune conditions. It is so insanely inflammatory. It's also highly genetically modified, which is one of the top 6 inflammatory foods you can put into your body are genetically modified foods. They put holes in your intestines, they cause leaky gut, which then turns into food allergies and systemic toxicity in the body. It's gnarly. So the second ingredient in this Welch's family farm owned berries and cherries, gluten-free, dairy-free, preservative-free, apparently healthy snack, the second ingredient is corn syrup. Super, super toxic. After that is modified cornstarch, again, GMO, then more sugar, just straight up sugar, gelatin, citric acid. Citric acid actually is a preservative. So how do they say no preservative? Citric acid is a preservative that is derived from black mold. It's not derived from oranges and lemons like it sounds. So we've got citric acid in here, some ascorbic acid, lactic acid, natural and artificial flavors, which can be super gnarly. Oh, coconut oil. There's one good ingredient in here. And then red dye 40 and blue 1. You guys, red dye 40 directly linked to autism, a whole bunch of sensory condition, like a whole bunch of different kind of behavioral conditions and disorders. In this healthy fruit pack they gave my daughter, and they told her it was healthy. We have got to learn how to read labels. It's not about what the package says. It's not about that it's organic. Even though organic is better, you can still have organic junk food, and that's very, very common. It's not about something being gluten-free. Years ago, the food industry figured out, ooh, gluten-free craze. We're going to make money here, so we're going to stick all these fillers, these sugars and refined oils and preservatives in the gluten-free foods so that they're addictive and they taste good, and people are going to come back. They're not going to know why they don't feel good because it's full of inflammatory foods. We have got to learn to look beyond the label here and instead read the ingredients. This tiny little, see the tiny little words right here? That's what we have to read. And the number one thing we want to start with is identifying processed sugar. This is what I teach my kids. There's over 50 names of processed sugar. So if we can begin to look into that and see, is there processed sugar? If there's processed sugar, 99.9% of the time, there's the other top 6 inflammatory foods: refined oils, wheat, cow dairy, GMOs, processed sugar, alcohol. We're not going to find that in a kid's snack. But sure enough, even though it was dairy-free and gluten-free, there was processed sugar and GMOs. I hope that helps. If you guys are like, where in the heck do I begin? Go to my, Kimberly is so sweet. She says, I hope you have a workshop coming soon. Okay, 2 things. I have a Facebook group called Freedom from Inflammation. Come join us there. I'll put a link in the comments below. Also, if you are listening to me and you're like, where do I even begin? Grab a free copy of my international best-selling book, Piece of Cake, P-E-A-C-E, The Secret to an Anti-Inflammatory Diet. You can grab it at www.jennycarrhealth.com/freebook. Jenny Carr Health, JENNYCARR health.com/freebook. I will put it in the comments below, and I hope that helps. You guys have a beautiful day. And yes, Kimberly, if you are not already on my newsletter, go to jennycarrhealth.com. Make sure you are tagged into the Freedom from Inflammation group in my newsletter, and I will let you guys know. I have an exciting 10-day cleanse coming up. I have a bunch of exciting things coming up soon. Jess, hello, my dear. I love you. Okay, have a beautiful day, and we'll talk to you soon. Mama Sita, hello. Thank you for hopping on. I'll talk to you later.